Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We're dental brokers. We sell dental practices nationwide. I was a dentist for 25 years, now doing a dental practice broker for 15. Today's topic is how to sell a dental practice at 90% of gross in the year 2025. We'll talk about that. Anyway, so I was a dentist for 25 years, learned a lot. We hope we can share with you. Doing the brokerage for 15, we have 10 employees, and we're in 25 states. Now, we're working every day except Christmas and Easter, and you can reach us all the time from 8:30 a.m. till 8:30 p.m. East Coast time. So please call us and we can chat with you about it. Now, our phone number is 201-663-0935, and our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwidedentalpracticebrokers.com. So call us, we'll talk to you, give you some advice. Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Now, if you're thinking about selling to the large DSOs, call us. We work with them all the time. We're independent of them, but often they will pay we know the best ones are, and they'll often pay our commissions. There's no commission to you most of the time. Secondly, we're on the inside track. We know who the best ones are, who's having trouble, who goes to closing, who doesn't go to closing, who has the financing, despite what they may tell you. And they're going through some troubled times, some of them now, because interest rates are so high. As I mentioned, if the practice grosses over $1 million and the sale price closes over $1 million, we'll often reimburse your legal fees upon successful closing. Got to go to closing, we'll reimburse your fees. We did that today. So we're doing that all the time. Call us, we'll go over it with you and how that works out. Now, how do you sell a practice for 90%? We just did it today. It just closed today, or just recently. Excuse me. All the stars have to align. Now you had a practice that was grossing a little over $900,000. It was in a nice suburban area, very safe, affluent area. The practice happened to be in the town that the buyer grew up in, and parents still live there. And now the buyer was very excited. The buyer is, likes to be close to home, likes to be close to the parents. And the buyer said, "This is perfect." This happened within 1 week. Within 1 week of me putting it on the market, I must have had 22 different buyers calling. But within a week, this buyer, and I'd sold things to this buyer before, put an offer in at asking price, 90% of gross. Now the practice was move-in condition. The practice was a lot of fee-for-service and some PPO, but a lot of fee-for-service. Fully staffed with hygiene, reasonable rent, very good cash flow, solid buyer. The buyer had sold something to the buyer not too long ago. And this is an additional practice. I think the spouse was going to work in or something. So everything aligned. The buyer was looking in this county. The buyer was looking for a gross high enough. The buyer wanted 5 operators. Buyer didn't want to do a lot of renovations. Buyer wanted the seller to stay on a little bit. Buyer is looking for a practice with a fair amount of fee-for-service with some PPO, and with the hygiene department. This practice had everything. It's what the buyer was looking for. I sent the buyer to the bank before the deal, and when the buyer was ready to put a letter of intent in, I sent the buyer back to the bank. The buyer had already signed a non-disclosure agreement, and I liked working with this buyer. And I knew this buyer was a great buyer from my previous sale, and I knew that doctor was very happy. That seller was really happy. So, I'd rather sell to a practice to somebody I know and somebody that's going to take care of the practice. That seller is going to put the buyer, that patient's in good hands. Well, as you know, you get close to these patients. And she felt comfortable, they felt comfortable, and it worked out really well. So we closed on it just recently at 90% of gross. All the timing was right. It doesn't mean you can close every deal at 90% of gross, but this deal did. Sometimes you get some anomalies. You're in the right area. You find the right buyer. Now, we often will sell to buyers that already know. We have like 1,934 buyers over the last 15 years. So we track everybody. So we know who they are, where they are. I worked with them personally. These aren't just like names we got, just some random computer list we bought. These are my buyers. These are buyers that all have the letter of intent, all been pre-approved with the bank, but it's taken me 15 years. So we work closely with them. And some of them buy 2 practices. And then some of my buyers have been doing it so long, they're turning into sellers. So in this deal we closed at 90% of gross. Everybody was happy. Buyer was happy for the deal. The bank liked the cash flow. The bank did 90%. There was no money down, and everything flowed easily. So we were happy to say that we were successful. And stay in touch. We have many more new emails coming up. Email blasts coming out with the new practices. And we have our videos coming out like this. There's a slew of different topics. We even have one we're working on now, practice over the gross, and not going to a DSO either. It's going for a private sale over the gross. That has a lot of stars aligning on that one. Real estate, but we didn't close yet. So you got to stay on top of it. Every day you got to stay on top of it. This one that closed at 90% went exceptionally smooth, but you don't do any pre-celebration. Remember that. No pre-celebration. You don't start popping the corks. You could do that after the electronic wire hits your account. You closed, the money hits your account, then you can kick back and exhale. You don't exhale before that. The reason why, the minute you exhale is you take your mind off the deal. You cannot do this. That's why I think we're successful brokers. It's a Saturday morning, let's say you've been waiting in negotiations for a seller concession. All of a sudden, the seller calls me on a Saturday morning and says, we're good to go. I agree. I'll give you a concession on that one issue. That's Saturday morning. You can't wait until Monday to start calling everybody. It's Saturday morning. You're at the beach, wherever you are, the mountains escape. Boom. Saturday morning, everybody's informed. The buyer's informed, seller's attorney informed, buyer's attorney's informed, accountants are informed, bankers informed. Everybody is on. They're on it. And my attorneys will work, not mine, ones I refer to are dental attorneys. They'll be ready Monday morning because they've been informed on Saturday. So Monday morning they hit the ground running because the seller gave the concession. Boom, lock up the deal. That's what you got to do. That's why we're different. You can't sleep as a dental broker. There's no I'll take care of it tomorrow, or who is that guy? I'll just ring him tomorrow. No, you've got to call him back today. All right, and that's generally what we do. Unless it's a phone call we missed or something, we try to answer that phone immediately. Even when I lecture out and I did a cruise in January, and then another cruise in this year too in the Caribbean. That phone rings, my staff will get it because I'm in Australia, but I'll do emails twice a day. We just stay on top of everything. That's why I think makes us different. Anyway, great talking to you guys. Get ready for the next video. We got a bunch of them coming out. We're looking good. It is beach time. I mean, get ready. I beached it today. So get ready for an outstanding summer. All right, team. I'll see you. Bye now.